Hello, everybody. I'm back, and I'm back to talk about the red and black. Yes, I'm here to talk about the Bombers, the Bombраys. Hey, they're my team, so yeah, there might be a few more players than I would usually talk about. Maybe a bit of bias. Maybe there's some more relevancy. Who knows? We'll find out together. Anyway, a bit of a quiet off season for the Bombers. I don't think much happened there at all. Oh wait, hold on a second. No, Braden Friorini came from the Gold Coast to the Bombers. All right, and last year Essendon had a lot of injuries. I think there was a record number of debuts. So how will Essendon go this year? Well, definitely think. Don't think they'll be making the top 8. Maybe 10th. Maybe we can win a wild card round. That counts as a final because Andrew Dillon said so, not me. All right, and if that happens and we win from 10th, I will be celebrating in the streets for weeks. All right, anyway, let's get back into the video. Loch Open League, join my Open League at 506-532, and also join the Podmasters of the Public, where you can take on myself and other content creators. Winner gets a Supercoach ring, and there are also weekly prizes. The code for that is 937841. All right, let's have a look at the fixture. Alrighty, so looking at the fixture for Essendon here, they don't play in the opening round, so they've only got one bye during the Supercoach season. They start off at North Melbourne round 3. Richmond and West Coast in a row, 11 and 12, and then North Melbourne in round 16. So a little bit of a stretch here, but a bit of a tough run in the middle here. But anyway, main thing is here, only the one bye, which is in round 15. So, say you've got like Darcy Parish, maybe if he hopefully he can last up to his bye, and then I just flip him to a player that's already had the bye in round 12, 13, or 14, for example. All right, so with the bye, what's the run home like? Bit of a tough run home for the Supercoach finals. All right, let's get into some players now. All right, so starting off with the defenders, at the top of the list, we've got Mason Red Dog Redman at 514.4k, average 95 from 19 games last year. He's probably not a guy that I'll be looking for. I think there's better value elsewhere. He's a guy who could score you like a 150, but could also score you 50. It just depends what role he has really as well. Like, if he has to play like a tall defender, which he had 2 times last year because of our injuries, that really limits his scoring. So it's going to be a pass. All right. No Red Dog in my team. All right. Next, we've got Andy McGrath, 453.9k. Hey, he was one of the rare ones that played 23 games, 83.9 average. But he did have a bit of a rise in scoring when he went to the midfield. Just because, we didn't have any midfielders, I guess. But I don't expect him to play midfield this year. Maybe go back to that backline role. Don't think he'll score enough. It's also going to be a pass. Oh, new captain, by the way, is Pidge. All right, next one is an interesting one. Archie Roberts, 452.7k. 83.7 as average from 23 games. Hey, another one that played 23 games. Oh my goodness, that's 2 in a row. Didn't think I'd be saying that in this video. Anyway, he's a young gun on the rise. 452.7k. I already said that. And I think his trajectory is just keeping on heading up. How far up could it go? Could he be replacing Nick Martin, who's injured, and he's out for the year? He is one that I'll be keeping an eye on in the preseason. He's not on my side at the moment, but he's definitely on my watch list. So one to consider, I think. Jordan Ridley for 18.8k, 77.4 average from 10 games. Well, he was a guy that was injured at the start of the year, came back, and got injured again. And of course, the game he got injured in was my Keeper League final. And had him on field. Oh man, that absolutely burnt me. And this has absolutely scarred me. But, he has been in at least one of my sides at the start of the year this preseason, but he's not in there at the moment. He's... I'm not going to... Yeah, I'm going to completely rule him out. I just don't trust his body. I was considering putting in consider. Yeah, that sentence made sense. Well, probably did. Anyway, but it's going to be a pass to me. I just don't trust his body. All right, next, Lockie Blackiston, 295.5k, 54.6 from 10 games. He was a mid-season pickup in the, mid-season draft. And, he was drafted as a ruckman. But, because we had no tall defenders, he had to play as a, tall defender. He was listed as a ruck, but, he's listed this year as a defender. Now, question is, will he get the number one ruck role at the start of the year? Because we've had Sam Draper leave to Brisbane, Nick Bryan, who's out for the start of the year at the very least. He should next miss the first few games. Todd Goldstein's retired. So it's pretty much between him and who's the other guy? Vigo Vicentini. So, will he play enough? The question is, will he play enough games if he is the number one ruck before Nick Bryan comes back? That is the question. Because for me, I think he'd need at least 5 or 6 games just to get a few price rises. Hey, that's providing he scores well as well. 295.5k. Watch the preseason. Watch the team sheets round 1. See if he is named as the number one ruck. He's one I am considering. Or... I'll consider him, but probably not likely. All right, only if I can see him as a clear number one ruck, and if we hear that Bryan is not going to return till like round 7 or 8 or so. All right, so one to watch. Next, we've got Jacob Farrow, number 10 draft pick or something like that. First round draft pick, 163k. Obviously didn't play last year. Could he slot straight into the side? Apparently he's a good kick. We definitely need those at Essendon. But he is one that I am definitely considering. Just watch him in the preseason and obviously see if he's named in the side. All right, finally, onto the midfielders. That felt like it took a while. And oh my goodness. Jeez, even more names. I might as well just list the whole Essendon team, I think. Anyway, Zach Merritt. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the other thing that happened in the preseason. During draft week. He tried to get to Hawthorn, and it didn't happen. All right, anyway, that's for another video. Zach Merritt, 583k. Average of 107.7 from 22 games. He missed that game with a broken hand and came back around 23. Not one that I'm going to start with. So I'll watch him, see how he goes, see how motivated he is. Because obviously he tried to leave Essendon, requested a trade, didn't get done. Is he going to play for the jumper? I'm not sure. It's one that I'm going to watch, and I'm going to target during season. Not sure when. During. All right. So, one to watch there. All right. So, probably wait for him to come down in price if he has a down game, and then consider picking him up. Jai Caldwell. Well, apparently, at time of recording, I'm not sure how true this is, but apparently he's injured. All right. Not to what extent, I'm not quite sure. He averages a 100.7, which is good. From 11 games, though, that's the problem. So he's another one of those injury-prone players. If he could get his body right, I would definitely consider. All right. Actually, I might I'll just put him on the watch list. All right. I don't think I've written this for any of the other players, but yeah, watch list. All right. So yeah, well, he's going to have to have like a flawless rest of the preseason for me to consider. All right, Braden Friorini, 515.1k, 95.2 average from 16 games. Obviously, he's come across from the Gold Coast. Yeah, I'm probably going to pass here. 515. If he was say 415, I'd definitely be interested. But I think he's going to be playing on the wing, so yeah, probably not going to go there. So it's going to be a pass. All right, now Darcy Parish. He's a popular pick at the moment. 334.6k, average of 88.3 from 3 games. We know what this guy can do. A few years back, he's been a premium. He has a history of premium numbers during the season. I can never forget that 180 that he scored, and against Geelong. Same game as Dangerfield. Scored a 180 in that game, and I had both of them at the time, so I was very happy. All right, so yeah, we'll need apparently he's having a great preseason. And he will have to have, if any hint of like a injury at all, I'm going to pass. But until that happens, I'm going to highly consider. And then hopefully he can last until his bye, and then maybe just flip him to a premium that has already had the bye. All right, that's my plan. All right, Sartis, 223.4k, 51.6 average from 5 games. I think 51.6 was also his time on ground percentage for each game that he played, and he wasn't even a sub. All right, so yeah, I'm not going to consider this guy. I just wanted to put him in here just to point that out. It's going to be a pass. Now, Dyson Sharp, 149.5k. Obviously didn't play last year. Another first rounder. Captain of South Australia, I believe. And yeah, he should. Big-bodied midfielder, which Essendon have been looking for years. I definitely think he's going to start for the Bombers. And yeah, for that reason, I just think he's a lock. All right. Obviously, providing that he doesn't get injured or anything like that. And obviously, if he gets picked, I should just write picked round 1. All right. Then finally, we've got Nick Cox. Just put him in here just because, he didn't realise he was so cheap. 134.6k. Didn't play last year. He's had concussion issues. I don't think he gets in the starting 23. So for that reason, I'm going to give him a pass. Hope he can get back out in the park, though, whether at VFL or AFL level. All right, next we've got the Rucks. All right, so we've got Nick Bryan, 257.6k, a 59.5 average from 4 games. He was often the one that was subbed out. Well, actually, might have been here between him and Draper, who got subbed out because they were both playing together. 257.6k. He's out until, he's going to miss at least the first few games. He's definitely one that I'm going to target when he is back from injury. All right, but where do we put him? Do we put him at R3? Bit expensive for an R3. Do we put him in the flex? I think that's what we might have to do with Nick Bryan. We'll keep an eye out in the news, in the check injury reports to see when he's back. How well will he score as a number 1 ruck? I'm not quite sure, but he absolutely dominates in the VFL. Yes, VFL, I know. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Maybe you could have a look at him the first couple of games. And then, once he hits his 3rd game, when his price is going to change, then bring him in, would be my suggestion. Next, we've got Vigo Vicentini at 181.8k, average of 56 from his 2 games last year. Keep an eye on him see if he is the number 1 ruck to start the game over Lockie Blackiston. Start of the year. All right, so he's going to be on my watch list. Just to see and watch the team sheets as well. All right, next we've got Cale Girine. 119.9k. He was one of the ones that didn't debut last year. All right, I think there was one and one other guy. I can't remember who exactly, but yeah, did not play. He's listed as a ruckman, but I can't remember. I know last year they were playing him down back. All right, so yeah, just one to keep an eye out on if Essendon has any, backmen go down. All right, so unless that happens, it's going to be a pass. But I thought it was just worth mentioning here. All right, next, finally, on the forwards, Nick Martin. 529 no point in going through this. He's going to be cheap next year. He's out for the year. Injured. All right, so, yeah. Inured. I can't even spell. What's going on? Nothing to do with it. Yeah, it's 12:30 currently, so... Injured. There we go. Yeah, he'd definitely be a lock round, for 2027. All right, Isaac Kako, 298.6k, 55.2 average. Hey, another one of those rare ones that played 23 games. So, yeah, we're still waiting for a spike score from Isaac Kako. Is it going to happen? Not quite sure. He'll get that ton someday. All right, I hope he does, because I really like him as a player. But there's no way that I'm picking him. I just wanted to get that spike score gag in that I did a bit last year. All right, so next we've got Sullivan Roby, 167.5k, also available as a midfielder. All right, he was Essendon's first pick of the 2025 draft. And will he play straight away? Well, he's probably the least ready, I would say, out of the 3 first rounders that Essendon had. But definitely worth a watch in the preseason. But I think he's also, had back issues or back awareness. He's just become aware that he's had a back, that he's got one. But no. He is going to go on my watch list. All right, just because, although he's an elevated price, that midfield DPP would come in handy. That's one thing I'm big on as well, in case you didn't know. DPP. All right. Next, we've got Archer Daywicks, which, if you didn't know what ADW stood for, he was a 99k rookie that played last year a few games. He 131.5k. That is because he only averaged 27 points from his 5 games. Not going to go there unless we're really desperate. Well, I don't think he's going to get in the starting 23 anyway. So, that will definitely be a pass. All right. Well, this video went a lot longer than I thought it would. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you in the next video. See you. Bye.